Hey everyone, well this is going to be a super random video. I had this big plan and I filmed all these little different iterations of this painting that is interesting, let's just say. I did all these like light colored layers and you know what? I'm throwing them away. Not the layers, but the videos. Because I just wasn't feeling it tonight and felt like I was trying to force myself to do something that I thought I wanted to do. I don't know. This being an artist thing, I feel like some of us who are drawn to it are very restless. So I decided to pull out this new book that I got a couple of weeks ago on Georgia O'Keeffe. And it's a book done by MoMA. And it's called To See Takes Time. And there's a lot of watercolor pictures in here. And so I was flipping through and thinking, why don't I do a master study? Because I'm just not feeling stuff. This is my sketchbook that I started this month for World Watercolor Month. And you may have noticed, like I'll start out motivated and then I'll do something else and I'll think, it was fine. And then I need to completely change it up. And then I get on a thread and I'm like, this is fine. And there's probably some things I want to change. Do some washes, they're fun. And then I don't even know. And so I pulled out a piece of good quality watercolor paper. This is 100% cotton. I have a bunch of this. I buy it in full sheets. And this is, I tear it into smaller pieces. So I think this is like a 1/8 size, maybe. I think, yeah, it's about 1/8 size. It is Fabriano Artistico 100% cotton. I've got all my Daniel Smith paints here, so this is the state of my little art setup here. I sit at the end of my dining table. Here we go, here's some evidence, fish tank, some tech around here, and all my stuff. So this life is not glamorous, but I am really enjoying starting on this master study. I'm not going to finish it tonight. It's like 11:30. I need to go to bed. I got to work tomorrow. But I just wanted to film this and check in because I had planned on doing an easy watercolor painting every night, just a 10-minute practice, but just something about it is not satisfying me beyond 1 or 2 nights when I am trying things. And so I decided to just pick a simple Georgia O'Keeffe piece. A lot of these are very simple. I'm going to lose my page here in a minute, but let me put this here. Most of that is dry now. There's a lot of watercolors, a few oil paintings. Actually, the one I'm copying is an oil painting. There's a lot of her watercolors in here. Charcoal sketches, and it's just a really interesting book. But something about these two pictures really, I don't know, grabbed my attention tonight. And even though these are not watercolors, these are oil on canvas. They're part of a series that she did about a river. You know what? It's been a really fun exercise in mixing colors, in getting these browns to be just so. I used a combination of raw sienna light and yellow ochre and goethite, but then the goethite was granulating too much. I don't know if you can see that granulation there, whereas this is quite smooth. And so then I put in some burnt umber and some burnt sienna and burnt umber to try to mix up these browns. But I wasn't beating myself up on, not getting it perfect, but it was kind of fun to do. And now I'm tackling these pink areas and trying to get these right pinks. Actually, it doesn't look too bad in the camera when I'm looking at this now. But even this was an experiment. I started out with opera pink, and then I was like, it's a little bit too pink. Maybe I'll add some quinacridone rose. That was kind of like a dull, but like, I don't know, not quite right either. So I have quinacridone coral here, and that was getting closer, and I started doing that with these light washes, but then I was like, there's something still a little bit off. So I put a little bit of, I'll try and focus in here, a little bit of buff titanium, and also, so this is the buff titanium, and you can see I've dirtied it up here, and then also a little bit of this raw sienna light to add these yellow bits, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting closer to what Georgia O'Keeffe did here. So I'm getting there. And then I started, so I'm getting darker. This is the first one I did, second, going down into the third phase. And here's where Georgia starts getting quite darker. And so I added in, I tried to pull in some darker colors. In the Quin Coral, I was pulling it in, something wasn't quite right. So I pull in some quinacridone rose, and I'm getting there a little bit, but then it's like still a little bit too pinky, whereas George's is this like darker, like richer pink, pinky reddy color. So then I thought, you know what, let me try and neutralize it a little bit and add like the tiniest bit of phthalo green. And I think it's getting close. It's not perfect, but I'll tell you, I'm not necessarily shooting for perfection, but what I'm loving is the challenge of being able to mix the colors. And that's something I've loved to do since I was a teenager, is mix colors. So I'm sorry about the wonkiness of this video, but I just wanted to share this with you, just to, you know, be a little bit transparent with you all, or a lot transparent, of this art making thing is not easy, and it's not necessarily, you know, satisfying every day. And I just had this conversation with my daughter too, who's a wonderful little artist. She's 12, of like, kind of the job of an artist is to be perpetually dissatisfied, so that we're always trying and learning new things. And I think this is what I needed tonight, was a technical challenge with some structure. So that's why I started doing a master copy, because it gives me something to work from. And I'm going to work on it this week and just see how I go. See if I can keep my energy and keep my steam going. I don't know if you relate to this or not, but let me know what you think. Would you like to see more of this? Do you want to see me keep developing this painting? Otherwise, you know what? I'll just keep it to myself, because I had far more fun painting this and not filming it than I did when I was painting these and filming these intentionally for YouTube videos. So let me know what you think. I don't know if I'm going to video my process or not. Maybe I'll do some little snippets, but I'm certainly happy to do some check-ins about it. All right, happy World Watercolor Month, and what are you taking away? Are you struggling as much as I am, or are you having fun? Am I just a particularly restless weirdo? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think, if you're into this or not. Otherwise, you know what? I might just keep this to myself and cool my jets on the videos for a little bit. Anyway, enjoy. Happy painting. Talk to you later.